Hey, what's up my fans? It's your boy Isaiah Drake is back here again, and it'll be this time, you guessed it, time for another drawing video. Like, the last drawing video that I did for you guys was a request from my friend Train King, was a drawing of Blue Bear from Song of the South. And to be honest with you guys, I thought I did a good job with the drawing of Blue Bear. So Song of the South, it got like a lot of hate because of the criticism of the black thing. But you know about that, there's so many people like Train King who love that movie. For me, I didn't saw like the full entire movie of it, but I only saw a few clips of it. Mainly the part of Blue Bear, Blue Box, and of course Blue Rabbit. And since Train King liked these characters, he had to use like Blue Bear and Blue Rabbit in the story, especially Blue Bear, since he loved that character all of his life. Like, he made it like from a fatherly figure, which I really like, since I know how it feels to hold on something till you grow up all your way through life. Like, as you know, I'm a Thomas fan, and I grew up this character all in my life. Like, I witnessed it. That's too bad that freaking Mattel ruined the franchise. But then again, I thankfully got like the fans and the community who actually cares for our character. And plus, they think I'm like a downgrade lately. Like, they're changing everything, including the theme parks and the animation, plus the logo itself. But we're not here to talk about that. Today, as you know, just now, I made like another drawing. Guess what? It's another like train character I haven't done in months. It's not a Thomas character though. It's another train character that I like. And he's not from Thomas and Friends. Here's another one that I like. And guess what? He is from Disney. Which you read by the title. Well, guess who it is? Ladies and gentlemen, I represent my drawing of Casey Jr., the Circus Engine. Yep, that's right, you heard me right. I just draw Casey Jr. just today. And to be honest with you guys, I love Casey Jr., especially from Dumbo. In fact, I think Casey Jr. is my favorite character from the Dumbo movie, along with Dumbo the Flying Elephant and Timothy Q. Mouse. And Casey Jr. had to be my third favorite character, since you know I love trains. Like, I did a good job of Casey Jr. Like, it took me like only 1 hour just to do him. It only took me a few hours to do like the outlines of Casey Jr., like to draw him. Then all I had to do was get the right colors for Casey Jr. and just color him entirely. Like, I thought I did a good job with this character. And if you don't know Casey Jr., but those who are Disney fans, he's like a train character who was first appeared in the 1941 movie Dumbo, which that movie came out way before like the Pearl Harbor attack and Pearl Harbor and Hawaii. And it was the last Disney movie of that time to make it to the box office before that thing happened. And this is what it looks like from the 1941 movie of Dumbo. And the animator did a pretty neat job with Casey Jr. Since despite he was a minor character, I like the scene when we saw Casey Jr. Like the day for scene when he was about to leave Florida with a pretty long circus train. After like all the animals are loaded, the wingman said all aboard from the caboose, and then Casey Jr. was like, aboard, let's go. But just about to leave, he got to a pretty rocky start. But he managed to pull the train safely, and he made pretty good progress to the destination. And then we saw him like again like near the end of the film when Dumbo's mother was released from her prison cell. I really like Casey Jr. a lot. Though he did appear like in Dumbo, he did appear like in some other Disney movies and shows, and also well in shorts. And guys, let me tell you this. You think that was Casey Jr.'s first appearance in Dumbo? Well, guess what? You are wrong. Casey Jr. after first appearance in the Disney franchise was actually the Recon Dragon, which he looks kind of similar, like something like this. Look. Like, this is like in black and white. And honestly, it's also pretty funny how he was in that movie, despite he was a minor character just like in Dumbo. Like, we saw Casey Jr. pulling a small passenger train. He went through some things of his comfort. Like, he passed through by like a tugboat, but he managed to get through. Then he almost collided with a streamline engine, but they switched the track just in time before they did a collision. And my favorite part of Casey Jr. was like near the end, like during the rainy storm, he saw the bridge of the lightning struck collapse. He attempted to jump over it, but he ended up like this. And look at that face. He's mad since that happened. Sorry, I cannot exist. I can't exist at what really happened with Casey Jr. But at least he got repaired after that thing. And I actually liked the Dumbo movie except for the original, as well as the Dumbo live action remake of 2019 that came out like, I think 4 years ago. And I kinda honestly like that remake. Though Casey Jr. only appeared like in the beginning of the movie, as well as the very end of it. Like, we saw Casey Jr. leaving Florida just like for the original film, heading like somewhere like in the middle west of the United States. Like, that movie of the 2019 Dumbo takes place in 1919, like 100 years ago. And the Dumbo movie of the original takes place in 1941, the same year the movie was released. Though Casey Jr. was in the live action remake, he does not look like this, kind of like we saw him from the animation. He looks something like this right here. Honestly, I don't hate the design, but by the judge looking at the face, it looks rather a bit creepy in my eyes. It looks pretty creepy for this. I kind of prefer the original one how he was instead of this right here. Here's another two facts I gotta get a point about Casey Jr. Like, Casey Jr., he got like 2 voice actors. Like, in the Dumbo movie from 1941, he was voiced by Martha Dwight. And from the Ink Dragon, he was voiced by Francis Griffin. And another thing I like about Casey Jr. from the Dumbo movie, when Casey Jr. was climbing up the hill, like he was pounding, and then he said like this, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Which fun fact, that's actually like a reference to like I Think I Can from that book, The Little Engine That Could, which that book is 90 years old, but still popular by a lot of people. That's one of my favorite lines by Casey Jr. besides like the all aboard part. And here's like another thing I like about Casey Jr. was that you can actually ride Casey Jr. in Disneyland. Like, look. In Disneyland, you can ride Casey Jr. in like the Casey Jr. Circus train. Like, it located somewhere along in Fantasyland. Casey Jr. that small little engine, and you can ride one of the circus cars. However, if you go like to Disney World, sadly, he's not like a riding attraction. Instead, he's kind of like a display. It's Casey Jr.'s Splash Show Station, where Casey Jr. is on display, where you can see like the circus cars as well as the circus animals. Which honestly is pretty nice, but still. But oh well, beggars cannot be choosers. It looks pretty nice though. And one thing I gotta point out about Casey Jr. was that, well, Casey Jr. did got like his own kind of show where it's like Casey Jr. and Friends, where it's kind of like similar like to Thomas and Friends like here, except it features change from different kind of media, not from Thomas. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about Casey Jr. right here. Oh, and another thing I better get about Casey Jr. is that, do you know about the rise of Cartoonito? Well, take a look at this. Casey Jr. is part of a thing called like the True Blue Crew, which I made like the second member of that team. Like first I made Thomas way back in November last year. Just now I made Casey Jr. Mason made like the other two members of it, but I'm not gonna go into full detail or I'm gonna spoil it for you guys. Anyways, and plus, since Casey Jr. is not popular by Disney fans, he is somewhat popular by Thomas fans alike. Like, do you want me to include Casey Jr. in my series? Because at the moment, I'm not really sure about it yet. I mean, there are some people like who include Casey Jr. in their story despite he's not from Thomas, like Part of the Pattern, for example. Like, look, this like his custom wood model made from Casey Jr. Now, he was made from like a Thomas Wood 2018 James. By the judge look of it, it looks pretty nice, but he put the number 41, which is actually a reference to when the movie was released. And another thing I wish he could have done on the model is that he couldn't like at least paint a Casey Jr. face like in the blue instead of this gray. I mean, that's okay, anything. If you like the model of it, that's fine, but I'm not sure about the model. And I don't know if I'm gonna include this character or not because I don't know at the moment, but maybe you can't decide at me. Now let's get to the detail of Casey Jr. that what I did. Like this part like here, the front of the cow catcher, like his cap, and as well as his headlamp that looks like a hat into me, I colored with a red crayon. Like these parts right here, as well as his whistle from a gold pencil. These parts right here is from a black pencil. The inside the headline color in a yellow pencil. And the main color I used for Casey Jr. was from like a navy blue crayon that I used for like, his boil, the funnel, as well as the tender. Same thing for the cow catcher right here. Now there's one more thing I gotta tell you about Casey Jr. before I do sign off. When it comes to like what locomotive he's based on, we do not really know for sure. However, what information we can find about this is that I can give you like a few examples. Example number 1, the Old City Courier Company No. 25. Example number 2, Novena Center No. 2. Example number 3, Nordy and Wheels Grand Theft S1, aka the Monovan locomotive. And example number 4, the Virginia and Technically No. 21 GBW Brooklyn. I mean, if you do know what locomotive Casey Jr. is based on, tell me down in the comments below becoming curious, since Casey Jr. is a 240 locomotive. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about this video. So stay tuned for more drawings of this channel, and tell me down in the comments below of who you want me to draw next, because I like these requests because it helps me a lot. Well, it's your boy Zia signing off. Bye.